Hello people, Daniel here. We're going to read more of the book, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying Daniel's past and some of those gameplay videos. I know I am. Personally playing as freaking Daniel and play Daniel on Outlast is pretty hilarious. It's more fun than Shadow of Mordor because playing as Daniel on Outlast is funny. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start with MyGo. That's right, MyGo. MyGo, a word probably derived from the Nepalese Shapra word, which meaning filthy of disgusting, is the name Lovecraft adopted for the abominable snowman or yeti of the Himalayan mountain range. Micho is a partial and incorrect translation of the term actually used for the Serpis in the 1920s. Mich Kungma, which means wild man of the snow. A percent of the Serpis favor the name Meh for the Yeti. The Metha for the Yeti. Lovecraft, in his fiction, applied the name MyGo to an alien race, the occasional sightings of which in the Himalayas had given rise to the legends of the abominable snowman. He also associated these aliens with the hills of Vermont. Most of what Lovecraft has recorded concerning this race is connected to the short story of the Whisper of in the Darkness, but scattered hints appear elsewhere in the fiction. The Vermont MyGo are described as around 5 feet tall, pinkish in color, their bodies resembling those of crustaceans such as the lobster. They have a pair of large membranous wings on their back, and they fold out of the way on several sets of limbs. Their heads are sort of convoid calypsoid and is covered with short antennae, and the unintended meaning seems to be the head does not project much from the body, and is without a neck. Lovecraft characterized them as sort of a huge light red crab with many pairs of legs and with 2 great bat-like wings. Elsewhere in the Whisper in the Darkness, they are just said to be a great crab with a lot of pyramid fleshy rings or knots of thick ropey stuff covered with feelers where a man's head would be. Half crustacean creatures. The interior of their bodies is composed of a kind of fungal matter. Their blood is a thick green juice. They give off a foul odor. Several hours after death, they evaporate into the air and disappear in ways similar to the bodies of the hybrid old ones. So aliens. Man, it's kind of hard to read because it's so damn dark in this fucking room. I apologize. So alien is the matter that composes their bodies that they cannot be photographed because they make no impression or ordinary photographic film. They are more vegetable than animal, but completely unlike anything that grows on the world. Even their atomic structure is said to have a rate of vibration different from the common earthly matter. Lovecraft intimates that there are several species of Mygo on Earth. The winged variety that lives in the wooded hills of Vermont is not as intelligent as those wingless Mygo that inhabit the remote mountains of Europe and Asia. Even so, the Mygo are the most intelligent living things on this planet, and the mental abilities of even the Vermont species are as vastly greater than human intelligence. They speak in a strange buzzing voice that can emanate any human language. After they undergo a minor surgery that allows them to produce human speech at all, but among themselves converse silently by changing the colors of their heads, and also employ telepathy. The Mygo first descended from space during the Jurassic Age. While Roulier was still above the waves, they fought a great war with the Elder Things and drove them from the northern hemisphere of our planet. They came to Earth seeking metals they could not mine on Yuggoth, the planetoid we know as Pluto, which they now inhabit. The race is not native to Pluto, but travel across the gulfs of space, some species flying on their wings and other conveyed by machines, to make Pluto the latest planetary colony in their vast empire that exceeds beyond the bounds of our universe. These Manabros wings are served at times to carry them across the sky, but they are not skillful flyers in the air and prefer to use their legs, either walking upright on two hind legs when they need of their other limbs to carry burdens, or employing all pairs of their legs to crawl along the ground. Although the majority of those Mygo who colonized the Earth and its part have left it, a few still remain in remote places such as the wooded hills of Vermont and the mountains of the Himalayas, where they live in a secret and deep mines disguised to look like caves, which they seal behind them with the great stones. They continue to mine the metals their race needs but cannot obtain on Yuggoth. They could easily return to the Earth in great numbers and conquer it, but would rather avoid the effort if they can obtain their metals in secret. In Vermont folktales, they are completely known as those ones, or the old ones. The latter being a general term in Lovecraft fiction for the ancient alien race that pertains settlers of New England thought these familiars of the devil, and the Irish and Scottish immigrants believed them to be Magan fairies. But the local Pennacook Indians asserted that they were not natives of our world, but had come a long time ago from the constellation of the Great Bear to dig the earth for a rock they could not find on their own world. The Indians said that the winged ones they're the winged ones, as they called the race, could not eat human food, but they were forced to bring their own food down from the stars as they carried away to their home world on their great wings the ore they dug from the ground. Their presence on Earth was was of the nature of mining outposts. Animals shunned and loathed them. They did not harm human beings unless they were spied upon, and then they killed for their own protection. Although they knew the language of all the races, they had no need for language themselves, but communicated by the constantly changing colors on their heads. So claimed that legend of the Penacooks, in order to remain informed about the activates of humanity, and to protect their secrecy of the Maigo, employ those who dwell alone in remote places of their agents, and those reclusive individuals have formed themselves into a cult of worshippers of the outer ones, as they call the Maigo. The human spies gather information of interest to the Maigo, and warn them when there is any danger that their existence may become known. This practice caused the local people of rural Vermont to regard any hermit with suspicion, due to the speculation that the man might be working for those ones. The passage of the Maigo is sometimes betrayed by the distinctive claw prints they leave in the ground, over which they walk, and it is these trails of prints leading to the blocked up cave mounts in the Vermont hills that are large part responsible for the local folk tales about these beings. Perhaps one reason the Maigo have managed to remain concealed for so long is their power of mind control. They're able to hypnotize human beings and cloud their thoughts, taking away the force of their will and rendering them ineffectually to oppose the purposes of the Maigo. Even when humans learn of the existence of the alien race, it is not the greater mass of humanity that the Maigo must fear, but a secret cult of the human beings that worship Harstar and the Yellow Sign. It is the league with powers from other dimensions who seek to track down the Maigo, just as the Maigo have enlisted individuals as their agents, so have these mysterious powers employed humans as their instruments in the efforts to prosecute the Maigo, to elude the questing cult of Hinster. The Maigo conceal themselves. It is the curious practice of the Maigo to extract the brains of other intelligent species and encase them in mental cylinders for the purpose of carrying them through space to the alien worlds of their empire. Some of these worlds lie beyond the bounds of our universe. At these far destinations, the brains are given mechanical bodies in which to function. The Maigo to do this, not as torture or punishment, but as a kind of cultural exchange with alien races. Lovecraft intended that the discovery of Pluto by Clyde Tombaugh in 1930 was no accident, but was the result of a telepathic instruments projected by the Maigo from Yuggoth. The Maigo believe that it will soon be necessary to reveal their existence. The human beings sense the increasingly subhectic technology of our race will make it impossible for them to remain concealed beneath the ground and their miring colonies. For the reason they have begun selective contact with the contained human beings, with the purpose of forming bonds with men in possessions of power and authority over whom they can exert their influence. At the mountains of madness, the whisper in the darkness. Well, we kept reading. Now the next one is called The Old Ones. That's that. We're almost done, I think. Actually. Then we got The Other Gods from Outside. How many pages are left? We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost fucking there. And then we got about a few more pages left, and then we could do our ritual. So this coming month, the ritual will be done. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye, everyone.